What's up, guys? This is things I wish I knew before I adopted a dog from the shelter. If you're not familiar who I am, my name is Mike Jones. I own a company called Primal Canine. I actually started learning about dog training in the shelter when I was 13 years old as part of the community service program, where we went into shelters, worked with their trainers there, went the way they did things, kind of helped with some of the dogs that were there. Throughout the years of my life, I've always had adopted dogs that we've gotten from shelters or rescues. The biggest thing that I've learned with dealing with some dogs from shelters is, because I took on a lot of behavioral cases, is pretty much what not to do. So I have the perfect thing for you guys as far as a list of what not to do before you get a dog from the shelter. The thing when you're going in is a lot of times people come in with like bleeding hearts, which is not a bad thing at all. It's actually, it's a great thing that you want to help, a dog adopt out from a shelter, you're gonna give it a better life, all those things. Those are great things to happen. The number one thing that happens with that, when someone comes in with, that bleeding heart syndrome and they're like, oh, I gotta save this puppy, all this other stuff, or this dog, make up for a life that, it had in the past, even though you don't know what type of life that they had in the past. And a lot of times the things on shelter reports maybe aren't the truest of things. Even if you look at the ASPCA commercial, they use that, in the, what I don't even know, the Eyes of an Angel song to make people feel sad about it, to invoke an emotional response, to make sure people either spend money or adopt a dog type of a thing, which again, not bad things, but again, they're playing on your emotions. When you get a dog and you want to adopt this one dog, right? You have no clue what it's like. You just want to adopt this one dog. What I would suggest doing, number one, is arrange some form of play date with the shelter people there. If you can, do a couple times. That way you can kind of see this dog in action, with toys, with food, with water, all those things. Asking the caretakers if the dog does possess any form of heavy high prey drive, any possessiveness. Be realistic with what you see. If you have a dog who is all frantic and scared inside the shelter, or a dog who has zoomies going crazy inside the shelter, don't get in your mind and be like, well, all he needs is a loving home. All that dog needs is structure, proper dog management, and clear communication. That's what that dog needs. Just from saying that, talking about people coming with bleeding hearts, another, the biggest mistake is everyone wants to make up for a dog's previous life, even though we have no clue what that dog went through. Even if we do have a subtle bit of what that dog went through, you're not going to make up for that dog's life. The best way to help this dog is to create a confident, perseverant, clear-headed dog. And the way you can do that is by immediately setting up structure for your dog. Crate train your dog. Crate training is great for separation anxiety, which most dogs who come out of the shelter will develop, because people are going to want to be all over them all the time, with them, making up for their past life. Again, I'm not trying to talk down to you guys. I'm just trying to kind of help you guys understand what's happening with the dog. So they're doing all these things, but they're creating a dog who's very insecure. They're rewarding the insecurity by constantly coddling them, and then they never create separation. So this dog becomes completely dependent on their handler. So when they have to be separated, you're sending that dog to a massive panic anxiety attack. And then your dog ends up being terrified in a crate, can self-harm in there as well. So the best that you can do is set up proper structure, crate train them, get with the trainer. Even if it's a calm dog, do a semi-consultation. I've said before in other videos, don't do YouTube training and everything like that for some Mals and Dutch Shepherds. Well, if you have a normal pet dog who's really low energy, do some little things off of YouTube videos that you see on here, or or the Canine University, things like that, or other online memberships that you can help you out. Especially if it's just a lower drive dog who's just chilling, you want some basic understanding of it. So establishing dog management is most important. Crate training to help them with self-coping and that separation anxiety. Get them in a training program, establish a routine, do your walks. Don't just focus on the cardiovascular aspect of walking, the exercise. Everyone's so focused on exercise, but again, if you guys are focused on exercise, all you're doing is you're building up more energy for that dog to burn off. So walks are great, making sure we're crate training, but also make sure that we're working the mind. And what I mean by working the mind, I don't mean those little puzzle games that your dog does for treats, or figuring out how to mess with their furbo. I'm talking about engaging training with yourself. Figure out how to lure, shape new behaviors, shape new positions, figure out clicker training, use verbal markers, things that are going to get you and your dog both active, because proper training combined with proper dog management and a solid structure or routine for the day is going to help your dog thrive in any and every environment. So the basic things before adopting a dog, make sure that you're going to the shelter, you're getting realistic expectations for the dog you want to adopt, a dog that's going to fit your lifestyle in an honest way. And what I mean by that is that if you're not active and you're going to the shelter to get an active dog, so you have to go on hikes and do all these things, don't do that, because that's a temporary thing, right? So you want to get a dog who matches your lifestyle now and then can get active with you, so you're not, you don't have this pent up dog on the days that you're not motivated, right, to do those things. Or if you are active and you want an active dog, get a dog that's active. Or if you know that you want a dog who's gonna be more chill in the house, get a dog that's gonna be more chill in the house. Who cares what the dog looks like or what size of the dog? Get the dog that's gonna fit your lifestyle, especially if you're getting it from a shelter, right? Don't do the whole bleeding heart thing. You're not rescuing this dog from a burning fire. You don't know if this, the dog has been abused. You don't know these things. You have to make sure that the moment that you get that dog, you can love the hell out of the dog, which is great, it's amazing. But provide that dog with the proper structure, management, routine, and training that it needs so it can thrive. Dogs do not thrive by being coddled, when they're freaked out. It's okay, because we're telling them it's okay to be freaked out. They need to be able to self-cope a little bit by their crate training or kennel training, whatever you want to do. They need to be able to exercise. They need to be mentally exercised as well. So doing these things when you get this dog out of the shelter is only going to set you guys up for success. So we got to be realistic. Make sure that we're not, bleeding heart all over the dog and trying to make up for things that's only going to cause some problems. Proper management, making sure that we're crate training that dog, we're doing proper walks. We're not, doing stupid socialization things like going to dog parks. Those are horrible ideas. Puppy play dates, horrible ideas. If you do have another dog at home, the crate train's gonna be really important, so you guys can crate and rotate. That way there's no social hierarchy of them feeling like they gotta rank themselves or the other dog has to rank themselves. So practice crate and rotate. I believe I have a video on here with that as well. And then, get into, the physical exercise aspect of it, but make sure if you're doing the physical exercise of it, you're doing the mental side of it. So get a good training routine in, get a personal trainer if you guys can't, if you guys, are on, budgetary reasons. There's great online academies like the Canine University. There's also great content that we even have on here, on our YouTube channel. So get those things handled, be realistic with yourself, and adopt a dog.